Another episode of SmackDown has just ended. We are back. I know you missed us. We didn't do Monday because it was sucked so bad that there was just no need for us to do a recap show. But we're back right now
Nah.
on Friday. Plus, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing. And we're back. SmackDown happened. It was better than Raw for sure. Fatherless, talk to me, man. What do you thought about the show,
We're
baby?
gonna talk about the most important thing that happened this week, and it is AEW superstar that just got released from AEW, making his appearance in NXT. I'm upset I didn't get to go because that was one show that I definitely would have been like wanting to be
Yeah.
there for. And it's crazy because we had Fandango the day, like the week before,
Fandango.
and he came back.
Yeah.
So nobody was really expecting that wow factor, and NXT definitely killed right there just doing that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like when I seen it, I almost thought it was like a lackluster um showcasing of his. But I get it. They slowly kind of giving him in, put him into it.
It's
And it looks
kind
like
of one of
NXT,
those things.
everybody
It's
was
just one of
surprised.
those things where it's like you get Hulk Hogan on WCW after just being on WWF. You know what I mean? Like back in those
Yeah.
days, where it's like a shock value because we didn't just see Ricky Starks for months, and the little paper or the little dirt sheet thing comes out, and he's on like NXT the same day. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, let's see what happens, man. I think it's pretty cool though. Ricky Starks, it was almost meant for him to show up in WWE TV. Obviously, Cody Rhodes being a really good friend of his, right? We've heard it time and time again. Ricky Starks and Cody Rhodes are really good friends. So of course, I think Cody Rhodes got enough pull to get him into the WWE just as much as Undertaker got
Exactly.
enough pull to get Michelle McCool into the Hall of Fame. Do you agree that the only reason Michelle McCool is in the Hall of Fame is because of the Undertaker, or did she deserve it?
The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, she deserves it. But the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels have been pulling the strings on who's going to be in the class this year. And if this year isn't filled with a bunch of superstars that is going to be great back from that era, it's going to be a big throwaway. Only
Yeah.
because we have a lot of missed opportunity to make, I think the Boogeyman's already in the is he in that in the class already or no?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
We could put the Boogeyman. We could put Teddy Long. There's a lot of people from that era that you could put in there. And don't shoot the messenger when I say this because I don't really know anybody that's inducted in the Hall of Fame. Not everybody. But speaking of the Boogeyman, did you see Jacob Fatu's reaction
Ah,
after
I
seeing the
did.
Boogeyman and
Yeah,
recording
yeah,
him?
yeah. He
Dude,
was hype. He was hype.
that was fire. To see wrestlers in that light is crazy to me.
I didn't know if that was like before he got to WWE or was that like recent.
I think that was recent. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. That's what the
Either
only
or,
thing I
that
was
was
thinking about.
fire. That's cool to
It
see
was. It
that
was
wrestlers have the same reactions as us. Like
as we
that's
would.
his
Yeah.
that's his inner child speaking right there. That was fire.
I mean, think about it, man. Boogeyman was wrestling probably when Jacob was, I wouldn't say in diapers, but he was still young, probably middle school, high school days. So at the end of the day, to see somebody that you grew up watching on TV, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely got to show respect. And Jacob did it. I think it's always cool to see wrestlers now just show love to the legends and, like you said, fanboy over them, like me and you would for sure.
The
Probably
boogeyman
you worse
definitely
than me,
scared
but
me. He terrified me as a kid, so I wouldn't put it
you didn't
past
want to
him.
eat worms. You weren't trying
Nah,
to eat worms.
that was
Okay.
disgusting. Look, we're still talking about shit that happened this week because you guys love when we do the long format podcast and not just talk about one thing. So we're giving that to you guys today. WWE hasn't announced it yet, but everybody's saying that WrestleMania 42 is going to be held in the Caesar Superdome. The Superdome in New Orleans, the same place where they just held the Super Bowl.
Was it announced? Because I've been seeing that all over the place.
I've been seeing that all over the place too, but around this time last year, it was rumors of Las Vegas getting it, and it ended up being true. So could we get WrestleMania 42 in Louisiana? Most likely. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. It's a fun time. It's a party, party town. They just need to come back to Orlando, and but yeah, who knows, man? At the end of the day, I don't care where it's at. You know what I'm saying? I just want to watch some good old wrestling type stuff. So it don't even matter where the hell they located.
I feel like Orlando should definitely get one of the main four sometime soon, man. Orlando, SummerSlam would be a perfect location for Orlando. We have the beaches 30, 40 minutes away from Orlando. So it doesn't make sense not to have a SummerSlam over here, but they want to do it in places like New York. You feel me? I understand it rains over here during the summer, but can we at least, Orlando, get a big four? Like a Survivor Series or something? Something in Florida. We need a big four in Florida.
And we don't get like Royal Rumbles and Survivor Series like WrestleMania we've gotten, but I want to do something different. Forget a WrestleMania. I want a SummerSlam or Royal Rumble.
That shit would be fire. I would love that. Not even a WrestleMania. We've had 3 WrestleMania, or we'd have 2 WrestleManias, 25, 24, and we had 33. Yep. So, Louisiana, if it's in Louisiana, I'm betting high that WrestleMania is going to come back to Orlando soon, pretty soon, because there's no way.
We fixed the highways, by the way, if you guys want to know.
We definitely fixed the highway.
We just say it.
since 2018, we definitely fixed the highways. Another thing that happened this week in wrestling, Sexy Red was offered a permanent role as a wrestler in the WWE, but couldn't find enough time to train. I would have liked to see Sexy Red on my screen.
What?
Pow, 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 pow.
So trash. You know what I did see, actually? Someone said that people think that Lash Legend should actually show up in the main roster by herself. They said, why not? You've kind of seen who she was. She's been around in the main roster for some time. And I don't know about herself. I think I love her in this tag team. But it's so cool that people are just seeing that light of Lash Legend, because for a long time I didn't see that in Lash Legend, and I'm not gonna lie, Lash Legend has been on
say
her
that twice.
ish. I know, right? Lash Legend has been on the ish. So yeah,
I think metaphor is trickling down. That's all I can really say. I'm not gonna say too much, not gonna make it too hot, but I just feel like it's just trickling down. They're doing their own thing. They're starting to do their own thing. Yeah, they represent each other, but let them do their own thing at this point, to be honest with you.
I mean, I think it's because of Noam Dar being gone, and then what's the dude with the pink hair?
Oro.
Yeah. And he's just been doing his own thing. He had a couple of matches. I would say that he's really good. I think that he needs to go on his own, to be quite frank.
That would be fine. I
think
I like it. I like him solo. Yeah. Let's just keep it at that. Speaking of solo, opening the night tonight, we had Cody Rhodes in the ring. Then he was interrupted by Drew McIntyre. Then after that, Drew McIntyre was interrupted by the man.
Go Drew.
Go Drew. The man, the myth, the legend, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu came into the ring, squared off with him. Drew McIntyre kind of said, I don't want to beef. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of left the ring. But the only thing that I was really surprised about, Drew McIntyre being in that ring and having a microphone in his hand, that he didn't mention CM Punk. Let's congratulate Drew McIntyre.
I'm not even going to give Drew
not attention. Mentioning CM Punk.
Or CM Punk attention. I'm not going to give CM Punk attention. However, they got Jacob Fatu like squared up with everybody. Like the dude is squared up with Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes. Like, tell me that dude is not a top star, bro. This dude,
he's already a main eventer right there, man. He literally showcased tonight. A main event player right there. And
dude's so good.
Solo pulled up during that promo. I feel like Jacob had more than just a couple words to say to him, because he kind of pulled the same thing that Roman pulled to Solo.
Yo, it gave me all of that. Gave me very Roman. Even when they caught him backstage, and he was like, "Oh, I had to take some time. Do you know what it feels like?"
Yeah, but you can still talk to your people, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I'll tell you one thing about this story. The bloodline story at times didn't make any sense. However, then they come out of nowhere and swerve you. I'm just along for the ride. 4 years, 4 years and counting that we've had a bloodline story, and it's just been all over the place. I just want to see what's next for sure. Solo came in all white, by the way. He looked good.
He did. That shit looked crazy as fuck. And speaking of all white, tonight, Naomi defeated Chelsea Green to advance in the women's elimination chamber match. See, I'm going to be honest with you. If they would have given Chelsea Green that opportunity to be in that elimination chamber match, they could have done a lot of funny stuff. But realistically, just like they did with Lyra, they should not put champions in there to make them look weak, because either or they have to get pinned. They're not gonna win.
No, I do agree. I
So
mean, unless they want to do that to Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, I definitely don't see it
I
as
feel like they
well.
shouldn't.
Um, there's a lot of stories going on, man. Because even later on in the night, we see that whole story with Naomi and Bianca Belair watching the video and
Which the
saying it's
video
it
took
was
forever to come up on the screen,
facts,
by the way.
facts. What a bad detectives they got. Like WWE, you got more money than that, bro. Like you could
For
have
real.
definitely
Hey,
solved
we
this a
have
long
the
time
cell
ago.
phone footage of them getting
Yeah,
in the ambulance. What
I
the
think it
fuck?
was just more of Jade Cargill really being injured. I think that was kind of a rumor that she was slightly injured, something like that.
Hmm.
Could have been true. Could have been
All
true.
right. So Kevin Owens officially issued a challenge to Sami Zayn. This is something I've been waiting for the longest, because finally somebody gets to put Sami Zayn in his place.
I thought you were talking about them at WrestleMania, bro. Like, yeah, I'm excited about that. Not listen. They're both so good. They're about to just pull on. Listen,
For
I'm not even gonna
what?
say much
Why?
about it
We
because they're
don't
both
need
good.
them in
They're both good.
WrestleMania. This is their WrestleMania. Right in Canada, their hometown, where they met. Come on, bro.
Oh,
What
so you think they're gonna have a
what
match at
better
Elimination Chamber?
full circle moment do you have?
Is there a match at Elimination Chamber? Is that what it is at?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Canada, which is why we also got Trish Stratus to show up out of nowhere, and now she's also in a tag match
So
with
you
Tiffy
remember
time.
when you interrupted, or sorry, when you said something about Solo Sikoa, them finding
Mhm.
him backstage? Solo said something that was crazy, by the way. So he's acknowledging Jacob Fatu by telling him, "I love you, Jacob."
Oh,
Just
I've
the
seen that. I've seen
same
that. I've
way.
seen that.
Look,
Yeah, yeah.
does that mean that Jacob steps up and becomes what Solo is, and have,
Could be.
what's going on there? Because that
I
match,
did catch that. I did catch that when he said he held him. He says, "Jacob, I
I love
love
you.
you." I said, "Ooh, oh,
All
wait a
right,
minute. Wait a minute. Is there some acknowledgement happening right now? Wait a minute."
that was
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
It was good. It was good.
Next up, the Wyatt Six just keep teasing and teasing and teasing and haven't showed up on the
Becky
screen.
Lynch.
I'm kind of disappointed that they haven't showed up on the screen, but I'm gonna let that slide.
I'm
I'm gonna let
not
that
though.
slide.
You
They're
can't.
building them up.
They built not only they building, they're trying to tell a story with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is going to join the Y6. Why is it that it's only glitching when right now when she's on TV and you can see a little bit of the smiley, the man, like she's playing it. She's playing the
Hmm.
character. I think she joins the Y6, so I'm okay with the teasing. I'm definitely okay with that.
All right, I'm not hating. I'm not
I'm
hating. I just,
okay.
you know. All
Yeah,
right.
no, it's not like you hate it. It's not like you hate it, but it's okay. I'll let it slide.
So we had LA Knight, Shinsuke
Yeah.
Nakamura in the ring, talking his slow shit as always, because he's a slow English speaker, so it's like to fill in the time. But we had we had him in the ring. We had Shinsuke talking this shit, and then he's interrupted by LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then here comes Miz out of nowhere trying to yap with them.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
Bro, what does the Miz have to do with any of this? The Miz definitely shouldn't have even gone against LA Knight tonight, because the Miz don't deserve that. The Miz should be getting attacked right now by the Wyatt Six, but the Wyatt Six have their eyes somewhere else.
Listen, I don't know what's happening with that whole storyline. What I would want to say though is I'm a Shinsuke fan. I just don't know that this title is doing anything for Shinsuke. The
It
title
hasn't
run
done anything.
itself, him being US champion, like I don't know, it's not just hitting on all cylinders for me. I think that he doesn't even look good with the title on him. Take the title off of him. Just
Exactly.
saying.
And I'm speaking about titles. The big news that came out of that Monday Night Raw this past Monday was Jey Uso finally picking Gunther. Now Gunther's gonna give him 10 weeks of hell, bro. I don't know how it's gonna play out. I don't know how it's gonna go, but 10 weeks of hell is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I
If
don't know what's gonna
WWE
do.
really gives us that though. If
Who's
WWE
gonna
really gives
help
us
him?
that.
Because Ludwig Kaiser is gonna be there doing his dirty work.
I don't know, bro. I really don't know. We talk about since you talk about Ludwig though, we did
Mhm.
get Giovanni Vinci released. We didn't talk about that because we didn't do a recap on Monday. So we got a couple releases. Giovanni Vinci was one of them, and sad to see
Electro
1/3
Lopez.
of the Imperium leave. which I don't even know why they got rid of him, to be quite frank. I guess they didn't see him in Imperium like that, but
Electra Lopez?
Electra Lopez, yeah, she got released as well, which I don't know. There's so many things that can go there, right? They maybe they didn't give her the time. I would say she
Mhm.
wasn't really doing much. She didn't bring any value to
She wasn't even a
Tampa.
like a mouthpiece, you know what I mean? No
She wasn't.
disrespect, but
So
she wasn't really doing anything. And
yeah.
she kind of held Legado down a little bit when it came to NXT because she wasn't ready. So, um, on top of that, just to close out two more things before we close out the episode. Charlotte finally chose her opponent. Do I
Tiffy
think it is
time.
a smart choice for Charlotte to do this? I say no, and here's why. Tiffany is at the highest point in her career right now, and all she's gonna do is win. There is no way Tiffy goes to WrestleMania and walks out there without the title.
So I was really thinking about this because it could go to the way it could go the direction that they put Tiffy Time over because they have put her over in less than 2 years. Like they shot her to the moon. So it could be that
Exactly.
Charlotte comes back and puts her over. However, it could be that Charlotte comes back and takes the title. I think it can go in both directions. If Charlotte was to win this time around, I think they're gonna do what they kind of did with Rhea Ripley, where then Tiffy Time wins again, the second time around. I think, to be quite frank, though, give Tiffy Time that win. Give her that W.
Yeah, she needs that
Charlotte
W.
doesn't
She
need it
can't
right
go
now.
to WrestleMania, her first WrestleMania, losing. Let's not do
Yeah,
that to her. Let's just not.
yeah.
I
I
just feel
think
like
I
she
think
definitely
I mean,
deserves a W.
it did it to Rhea. I won't be surprised if they do it, but I just don't. I honestly think this Tiffy Time versus the Rhea that was coming up from NXT, this Tiffy Time is way more advanced than that Rhea Ripley. So I think give Tiffy Time the win for sure, 100%.
I'm telling you, Charlotte chose the wrong person. And to end off the night, we had DP versus Jacob versus the big son of a bitch,
Wait,
Braun.
wait, 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 wait a minute, wait a
What?
minute. What you I know this match wasn't much, but let's not disrespect our truth and Carmelo.
I'm not
Okay,
gonna
don't
lie.
don't
I
disrespect them
didn't
like
even
that.
see that match.
I clearly. Okay, well we're not gonna do just disrespect our truth's 2 3 minute match. Okay, we don't want to do that. We want to sit here and do that. Our truth lost though. I just want to let you know that our truth did lose.
Thanks.
And match didn't happen, but at least Melo didn't lose. Just imagine Melo would have lost to our truth. Like our truth, not no disrespect to you, but Melo should not be losing to an our truth unless our truth is going to go into heel direction. And Street
That would be funny.
Profits is another one that we also missed because Street Profits is them boys is cooking right now, bro. Dawkins had a good segment on the mic. Obviously, they're also talking about how us, the audience, were trying to break them up, but they're not breaking up. They're kind of going to that
It should
storyline.
have
They
been broke up, bro.
I love when WWE plays the fans part and brings it into it because that's a lot of people were saying that. But I definitely do see Street Profits becoming champions right after the DIY try to take it, or sorry, Pretty Deadly tries to take it from DIY. But yeah, now we can go back to the main event. Go ahead, talk to him.
Main event: DP, one big son of a bitch, and Jacob Fatu, the greatest of all time, by the way. Jacob Fatu. Uh They were on a match. I'm not gonna lie, the match was pretty fucking good. And then the ending, though. Let's speak about the ending. What the fuck does Cody Rhodes have to do with any of this, bro? You are
Well,
a face. Do not fucking come
well,
out here.
Cody really wanted to attack Solo. However, I don't know why he wants to attack Solo. Oh, because Solo
He
attacked
attacked
him
him
last
last
week.
week.
No.
Yeah,
Okay. So he just wanted his
Solo
payback.
attacked
So
him
that
last
makes
week
sense.
to close out SmackDown.
Yeah, I
And
remember now. Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Cody should have just stayed out of it because now there's a little bit of blood. Or sorry, I don't even know what to call this group. They're not
I
the
mean, it's still the
bloodline
bloodline.
technically.
Yeah, it's still the bloodline.
All right, so
However,
Solo's
he had to.
bloodline. Let's do
Yeah.
the YN bloodline because that's what I'm hearing from like a bunch of other people. The YN bloodline, um, definitely did they thing, and it was a distraction on ringside, and it was bad.
Yeah. Nah, I think it made sense. I think it made sense because they didn't want Jacob to lose clean. It also it gives a lot of storyline to what the hell's going to happen between Jacob and Tamatonga and Solo. I
Exactly.
see why Cody Rhodes kind of like, it had to happen. That way, Jacob didn't look too bad. Because then how
Yeah.
else would Jacob lose?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And
How else
that's
would Jacob lose? I would say that Damian Priest. I guess if Jacob didn't win, Damian Priest would have been my second choice. But I'm very surprised that Damian Priest about to be in the elimination chamber. Good elimination chamber. Shout out to Damian Priest.
yeah. I'm not upset about it, but hopefully
Yeah.
Damian Priest definitely does this thing. Listen, thank you guys so much for coming to the Throw My Podcast. My name is Fatherless.
I'm Mr. Know Your Wrestling, baby.
Toma, 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 toma.